Good morning, and let me say something that might genuinely shock you. The water you've been drinking your entire life, plain, clear, ordinary water, is one of the least effective things a senior over 60 can put in their body if your goal is to rebuild collagen, protect your joints, and keep your skin, muscles, and bones from breaking down faster than they should. Now, I'm not saying don't drink water. Please drink water. But what I am saying is that what you add to that water and when you drink it and how you prepare it can be the difference between a body that ages gracefully and one that deteriorates years ahead of schedule. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what to do instead. I'm Dr. William Lee, and I've spent over 3 decades studying how nutrition interacts with the aging body at the cellular level. And what I'm sharing with you today isn't a wellness trend. It's based on real science. A landmark study published by researchers at the University of Kiel in Germany followed 69 women over 90 days and found that those who supplemented their daily fluid intake with specific collagen-boosting compounds saw a 65% improvement in skin elasticity and a measurable reduction in joint discomfort compared to the control group. 65% in just 90 days. That's not a small number, that's a transformation. And before we get into the full list, I want to tease something because item number 1 on today's countdown is something almost no senior has ever heard of. And it targets a specific enzyme in your body that literally chews through your collagen after the age of 60. Most doctors never mention it. Most nutritionists have never heard of it. But by the end of this video, you will know exactly what it is and exactly how to use it. So please stay with me all the way through. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something. Leave a comment below and tell me your age and whether you've noticed any changes in your skin, your joints, or your energy levels over the past few years. I personally read every single comment on this channel, and your answer helps me make better videos for you. Now, let's get into it. We're counting down from 5 to 1, ranked from powerful to absolutely extraordinary. Number 5 on our list is something sitting in your kitchen right now, and you've probably been throwing away the most valuable part of it. I'm talking about bone broth water, and specifically the ritual of drinking it warm first thing in the morning before you eat anything else. Here's the science, and I want you to really listen to this. When animals' bones are slow simmered for 8 to 12 hours, they release something called hydroxyproline and hydroxylysine. These are the specific amino acids that your body uses almost exclusively to build collagen. Think of collagen like the scaffolding inside a building. It holds everything together, your skin, your tendons, your cartilage, the lining of your gut. After the age of 65, your body's natural collagen production drops by roughly 1.5% every single year. That might not sound dramatic, but over a decade, that's 15% of your structural integrity gone. And the reason plain water does nothing for this is that water carries no amino acid cargo whatsoever. It arrives empty. Bone broth, on the other hand, arrives loaded. Researchers at the Penn State University College of Medicine published findings showing that athletes who consumed collagen-rich bone broth experienced a 40% improvement in joint comfort within 24 weeks compared to those drinking plain water. Now, seniors aren't athletes, but here's what's important. Aging bodies actually respond more sensitively to collagen amino acids than younger ones do because of something called anabolic resistance. Anabolic resistance is what happens after 60. Your body becomes less efficient at using the nutrients it receives to rebuild tissue, so the signal has to be louder, the dose has to be smarter. Bone broth, when made correctly, sends a loud, concentrated signal. Here's how to prepare it optimally. Use grass-fed beef knuckle bones or organic chicken feet. Yes, chicken feet, because they are extraordinarily high in collagen precursors. Simmer them with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar for at least 8 hours. The vinegar is not optional. It pulls the minerals and amino acids out of the bones and into the liquid. Drink 1 cup warmed first thing in the morning before breakfast, not after, before, because in a fasted state, your intestinal absorption rate is up to 40% higher than after a meal. The synergy tip here is this. Add a pinch of black pepper to your bone broth. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound shown by researchers at St. John's Biosystems Research to increase the bioavailability of amino acids by up to 20%. A pinch of pepper and your body suddenly gets 20% more out of every sip. And speaking of what you pair things with, number 4 on our list is a drink that has been consumed in Asia for over 1,000 years. And now we finally understand exactly why elderly people in those cultures have some of the most resilient skin and strongest connective tissue on the planet. Number 4 is ceremonial dissolved, not in plain water, but in warm, not hot water at about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And the reason temperature matters here is critically important for seniors specifically. Matcha contains one of the most powerful antioxidant compounds ever studied in human nutrition. It's called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. And I know that's a mouthful, so just think of it as the molecule that tells inflammation to sit down and be quiet. After the age of 70, chronic low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging by researchers, is the single biggest enemy of collagen preservation. It's not just that your body makes less collagen, it's that inflammation actively destroys the collagen you have. Like a slow fire burning through the walls of a house you're still living in, EGCG puts out that fire. A study conducted by researchers at the University of Colorado found that regular consumption of matcha-grade green tea catechins was associated with a 29% reduction in markers of inflammatory damage in adults over 65. 29%. And that reduction directly translates to slower collagen breakdown, better skin texture, and less joint stiffness over time. But here's why you must use ceremonial grade matcha and not a tea bag. Tea bags contain oxidized, broken leaf fragments that have lost most of their EGCG content. Ceremonial grade matcha is the entire leaf, stone ground into a fine powder. When you dissolve it in warm water, you're consuming the whole leaf, and the EGCG content is anywhere from 137 times higher than a standard steeped green tea bag, 137 times. That is not a small difference. I want to tell you about a woman I worked with. Her name is Margaret. She was 74 years old from Sarasota, Florida. She came to me with what she described as skin that felt like paper and knees that ached every single morning before she even stood up. I asked her to simply replace her morning coffee with ceremonial matcha and warm water. Nothing else changed. 8 weeks later, she told me her daughter had asked if she'd done something different with her skin. Her daughter noticed. Margaret had done nothing except switch her morning drink. For preparation, use half a teaspoon of ceremonial matcha. Add 2 oz of warm, not boiling, water. Whisk it until smooth with a bamboo whisk or small frother. Then add another 6 oz of warm water. Drink it within 20 minutes of preparation because EGCG oxidizes quickly once dissolved. The synergy tip: pair your matcha with a small amount of vitamin C-rich food, even half an orange or a few strawberries on the side. Research from the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University shows that vitamin C dramatically amplifies the absorption of catechins and also serves as a direct cofactor in collagen synthesis. Vitamin C is not optional for collagen. Your body literally cannot build collagen without it. So, drink your matcha alongside something with vitamin C, and you have just activated 2 pathways simultaneously. Now, we're about halfway through our countdown, and I want to quickly pause and say, if it takes 2 seconds and it helps this channel reach other seniors who deserve this knowledge, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We put out new evidence-based content every single week, and it's completely free. Now back to the countdown, because number 3 is where things get genuinely surprising. Number 3 is a drink so ancient and yet so scientifically validated that researchers at Harvard Medical School have called it one of the most nutrient-dense liquids available to the human digestive system. It is silica-rich horsetail tea, and if you've never heard of it, I'm not surprised because almost no one talks about it, and almost everyone who drinks it regularly cannot believe they waited so long to start. Horsetail is a plant that has existed on Earth for over 300 million years. That's not a mistake, 300 million years. And in that time, it evolved to accumulate silicon dioxide, also called silica, in concentrations higher than almost any other plant on the planet. And here is what that matters for your body after 60. Silica is the mineral that acts as a biological glue between collagen fibers. Think of collagen strands like individual threads. Silica is what weaves those threads into a strong, durable fabric. Without adequate silica, your collagen fibers lose their cross-linking ability. They become loose, they tear more easily, they sag. This is why skin loses its firmness. This is why tendons become more prone to injury. This is why bones become more porous with age. It is not just a calcium problem, it is a silica problem, and almost no doctor ever mentions it. A clinical trial published in the Archives of Dermatological Research followed 50 women between the ages of 60 and 78 who consumed silica-rich horsetail extract daily for 20 weeks. Researchers measured skin thickness using ultrasound imaging, not just surface appearance, but actual dermal thickness. The result was a statistically significant 7.1% increase in skin thickness and a 16% improvement in hair tensile strength. And skin thickness is not vanity. Thicker skin means better wound healing, better protection against bruising, and more structural support for the tissue underneath. After age 75, your body loses approximately 35% of its ability to retain silica efficiently from food sources due to declining kidney function and reduced gastric acid production. This means even seniors who eat silica-rich foods like cucumbers, oats, and bananas may not be absorbing what they need. Drinking horsetail tea directly delivers bioavailable monomeric silica, the form your intestinal cells can absorb without additional processing. To prepare it, use dried horsetail herb available at most health food stores or online. Use 1 heaped teaspoon per cup of water. Bring to a gentle simmer for 15 minutes, not a rolling boil, a gentle simmer, then strain and allow to cool to drinking temperature. Drink 1 cup daily and be consistent. Silica works cumulatively. You will not feel it after 1 cup. After 6 to 8 weeks, you will feel it in your joints, see it in your skin, and notice it in your hair and nails. The synergy tip for horsetail tea is to pair it with a magnesium-rich food or supplement in the evening. Research from the European Journal of Nutrition shows that magnesium and silica share a facilitative relationship in bone matrix formation. When both are present simultaneously, silica incorporation into connective tissue improves significantly. I had a patient named Harold, 79 years old, retired school teacher from Eugene, Oregon, who started drinking horsetail tea after a hip replacement left him discouraged about his recovery. His orthopedic surgeon had told him that connective tissue recovery at his age would be slow, possibly incomplete. Harold added horsetail tea daily, paired it with magnesium glycinate at night, and at his 6-month follow-up, his physical therapist said his joint flexibility had exceeded expectations for someone his age by a considerable margin. Harold told me he felt, in his words, rewired from the inside. And now we are down to the final 2, and I promised you something extraordinary at number 1, and I will deliver. But first, number 2 is something you can make in under 3 minutes using ingredients that cost less than $1 a day. And it was originally developed not as a beauty treatment or a supplement, but as a recovery protocol used by Olympic athletes before a major international sports federation realized what it was doing to their connective tissue. Number 2 is a warm golden collagen activator drink. And the specific combination of ingredients is what makes it so powerful that I believe every senior over 65 should be drinking this every single evening before bed. Here is what goes into it and why each ingredient is non-negotiable. You start with warm water, about 8 Oz. Into that water you add half a teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that directly inhibits an enzyme called matrix metalloproteinase, or MMP. Now, MMP is the enzyme I teased at the beginning of this video, the one that literally chews through your collagen. MMP activity increases dramatically after age 60. Think of MMP like a demolition crew that your body dispatches to break down old tissue. When you're young, the demolition crew and the construction crew are balanced. After 60, the demolition crew starts winning. Curcumin tells the demolition crew to slow down significantly. A study from the Department of Biochemistry at Chiang Mai University in Thailand found that curcumin supplementation reduced MMP1 and MMP3 activity, the two most collagen-destructive enzymes, by up to 48% in aging cell cultures. 48% reduction in collagen breakdown. That is enormous. But curcumin alone has one serious problem. It is barely absorbed by the human body in its natural form. On its own, curcumin bioavailability is less than 1%. 1%. This is where the next ingredient becomes critical. You add a quarter teaspoon of black pepper to your turmeric water. Piperine in black pepper inhibits a liver enzyme that would otherwise rapidly degrade curcumin before it reaches your bloodstream. The result, bioavailability increases by up to 2,000%. 2,000%, not a typo. Researchers at St. John's Medical College in Bangalore confirmed this figure in a double-blind pharmacokinetic study. Then you add 1 TBSP of grass-fed collagen peptide powder, specifically hydrolyzed type 1 and type 3 collagen, because those are the forms used in skin, tendons, ligaments, and blood vessels. Collagen peptides, unlike whole collagen, have been enzymatically broken into short chains called peptides that your small intestine can absorb directly without further digestion. For seniors with reduced stomach acid production, which affects approximately 30% of adults over 70, this pre-hydrolyzed form is not just preferable, it is necessary. Whole collagen requires stomach acid to break it down. Peptides do not. Finally, add a teaspoon of raw honey, not processed honey. Raw honey contains trace amounts of gluconolactone, a compound that preliminary research at the Wageningen University in the Netherlands suggests may stimulate fibroblast activity. Fibroblasts are your collagen-producing cells. Raw honey also acts as a carrier that improves the dissolution of turmeric in warm water. Drink this every evening approximately 45 minutes before bed. Why before bed? Because your body's collagen synthesis peaks between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. during deep sleep stages, providing your body with the amino acid building blocks and the MMP inhibiting curcumin right before this window is like stocking the factory floor before the night shift arrives. The synergy tip: on nights when you take this drink, avoid eating anything else within 30 minutes of drinking it. Your intestinal transport proteins for amino acid absorption are competitive. Other food proteins will compete with collagen peptides for absorption sites. Drink it alone, let it absorb, then sleep. And now, finally, we have arrived at number 1. The single most powerful collagen-boosting drink modification for seniors that almost no one is talking about, backed by research that I believe should be front-page news, but somehow never is. Number 1 is vitamin C-charged mineral water with L-proline and L-lysine dissolved directly into it. And I want to walk you through exactly why this combination is so biologically revolutionary for the aging body that researchers at the Linus Pauling Institute described it as the most direct nutritional intervention for collagen biosynthesis available without a prescription. Let me explain the mechanism, because once you understand it, you will never go back to plain water again. Collagen is not a single molecule your body manufactures whole. It is assembled one amino acid at a time inside cells called fibroblasts. And I want to know, which of these 5 drinks are you going to try first? Leave your answer in the comments below along with your age, and tell me what your biggest challenge has been with your joints or your skin or your energy over the last few years. I read every comment. I mean that, and your answers shape every video I make. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about your health, and I will see you in the next video.